forgot to add my syrup. Spices. Syrup. Cinnamon. Pumpkin pie spice. Welcome back to another payday routine. If you're new here, my name is Jill. Welcome to the vlogs. I'm 24, currently live in South Florida, and I make lifestyle content. And we talk all about my personal finance here on YouTube. I do film bi-weekly payday routines that we always get into. We talk about the good, we talk about the bad. Just a girl in my 20s just trying to work through her finances. We have combined income over here. We are trying to get started on a house savings and an emergency fund savings, and we've had some roadblocks, okay? Had a lot of debt to pay off this past year, which we're gonna get into. We're gonna talk all about it. And I'm just excited to be filming this video. I haven't made too much of a dent, spoiler alert, in the savings. I'm just feeling really good, and we're gonna get into it. So definitely subscribe if you're new. Again, welcome. Here with the coffee, of course. I'm in a little pink tank top. I'm in a pink tank today, which is very different for me. I don't typically wear a lot of color. I'm just feeling it. It's Wicked night on Dancing with the Stars, so maybe subconsciously I was like feeling for the pink vibes today. I got this new tank from Old Navy and it's so cute. It was on sale for like $3. Also wearing my blue light glasses. These are not prescription. I just sometimes like need an accessory, and today I was feeling for the glasses. I do have terrible vision and I do need new glasses, but I wear contacts. So welcome to the channel. Definitely subscribe if you're new. Really good coffee. Quick disclaimers. If you hear my washing machine, of course, I have laundry going. When do I not have laundry going? Also, we're having fire alarm testing today and it has been going off all day. I've had like a minor headache from it. So just gonna warn you there because it's not fun to hear. And it has been happening a little bit. This is the third video I've had to film today where you can hear it in the back, so please just ignore. Welcome to another bi-weekly payday routine. We are gonna talk all about my payday, how we budgeted the bi-weekly pay. We're gonna talk about what we spent it on. We'll go over my goals and like where we're at. I wanna give a quick update on the spreadsheet, and then we always end this payday with like some kind of conversation. It really depends on how I'm feeling that day or what we have to talk about that's just come up in the payday or in my current life, because that's really what it translates to. Like whatever's happening in the payday typically is reflective of how my life is currently going. Today, at the end of this video, I want to talk about how we've been living in Florida for almost a year now and just how far we've come since I've started these payday routines, because one of you guys reminded me in a comment how far I've come, and I get a lot of comments like for critiques and constructive criticism, which of course I love. Like I ask for it. Sometimes a nice reminder to hear like how far we've come. Even if it's slow progress, progress is still progress, and I don't want anyone to forget it. I am also no expert around here. I have no idea what I'm doing, and I'm learning as I go, and I'm just really trying my best to. We're gonna get into the payday. So that's how these videos are structured, and then how my paydays are structured. Tyron and I have combined income. We've been doing this for almost a year. In December, we decided to combine our income to work towards our shared goals as a married couple. What works for us might not work for you. I'm kind of just sharing what we currently do. It's been a slow month financially. Tyron has not been working as much as normal because it's just been kind of slow. He works in food and beverage and in hospitality, and I work on the like admin side of it. So my pay doesn't really get affected. My pay has actually gone up. So we'll talk about that when I talk about our income. So that's pretty much how the paydays are set up and like how our payday routine goes. Budget out all our bills first, whatever needs to get paid, any bills, any credit cards, and then we go into savings. So we did save a little bit, a teensy-weensy little bit, which is always so great. So we'll get into that. We did just come off of paying a loan that really knocked us down in September. So October has been a bit slow with picking ourselves back up again. So I will say that. It's crazy that like one thing can happen and then you're set back for like months. Also, I always ask for comments. I always like to remind everybody as well, this is a safe space. I've created this corner of the internet for everybody to be open, honest, give constructive criticism and feedback, ask their questions for me personally, but also share their own experiences and what they've been through and what's worked for them. We don't judge here. We're all trying our best to follow the way we're supposed to go, you know, financially, but we all have different circumstances and lifestyles, and we're all trying our best around here. And that is the goal, to try our best and to keep keep moving forward and to really just do what we can, get to where we want to go financially. I have a lot of financial goals, and though some are slow coming, they will come. I will make sure I accomplish these things in my life. I think the difference is like consistently making effort and like actually trying and being aware versus like just ignoring your finances. Like I used to do that. I kind of would just like ignore it and just like put it off. That's how I got into credit card debt, and that's like how we stumbled into now trying to rebuild. Okay, so combined we made about $4,000, almost even. Tyron took home $2,500, so his paychecks are going up just like a smidge. Typically it's more than this, but we're in the off season in Florida for food and beverage, so when you're in a tip pool and rely on tips, certainly the paychecks are a bit lower. Like he'll definitely be making more, and my paychecks actually went up a little bit, and not because of commission. I should also note that. I forgot to say that. Tyron works in food and beverage and he makes like tip pool money. I work on like the admin side of hospitality, and I make hourly with sometimes the chance of getting commissions. I do not receive any commissions this paycheck. Typically it comes at the end of the month. And I also do make money from YouTube, but that also comes at the end of the month. So in this paycheck, it's just like our full-time jobs, though both were very slow this month for next paycheck. I'll just say that. So like I don't rely on those. I kind of just like, if it happens, it happens, but I'm not sitting here like waiting for my commission to come in, or because my job doesn't like, that's not the priority in my role. It's just like an extra added benefit if it comes my way kind of thing. But it's not something that I'm like really pushing for. I've spoken about that before. I did get a slight raise. I got about $1 raise recently. I just lost my whole train of thought. Will I get it back is the question. All right, we're just gonna get into it. This was a big payday in regards to the bills. So not much money went into this payday. We just had big, I remember what I was gonna say. Spreadsheet. So if you're new here, you wouldn't know the difference, but if you're not new, you kind of know. This is not the paycheck where we're doing like redoing our spreadsheet. It's gonna be the next one, I think, where we're gonna start budgeting monthly, but currently we're just budgeting bi-weekly, but we wanna get into budgeting monthly. So I had a spreadsheet, if you're new, I had a spreadsheet and I had to redo it a couple times because I was messing it up because I didn't understand how it worked. And then I learned how it worked. So then I had to like re-download it, re-input everything. It's just a whole mess. It's a whole project. So we're gonna redo that at some point in the next like couple weeks when we get paid next, I think it's that paycheck. So for now, we took like a blank piece of paper and just wrote everything down on the paper and did the whole budget for it. I mean, it's really just like what bills do we have to pay and what little money do we have left over to go towards savings. The difference is with the spreadsheet, I track my transactions so I can like actually see what's going towards what, how much money we have. It's like a way better system. So we'll get back into that. I really liked having this spreadsheet, and once I learned how to use it, I was like really excited to use it. Let's get into it. So we made about $4,000. Our rent came out and we put our rent on a card called Built. It's a credit card. You basically avoid any extra fees when paying rent. It's like a card to use. So basically the rent gets charged on that card and then we just like pay the card. That card is also connected to my Amazon for books and like any Amazon purchases. This number is just like a little over, but our rent is just under this. So $2,302.26 for that rent/Built or American Express. So any like fun spending, anytime we go out and about, anytime we're like purchasing anything, it goes on that card. Any unexpected or just like fun things we do go on that card. Yeah, so we paid $545.42. Guys, this is so ew. Our phones. You guys have told me for months I need to get this updated, and I agree with you. We just have not prioritized it at all. It's literally gonna take like 10 minutes, but I just like, it just has not been a priority, and it needs to be. $170.30 for our phones came out this month. Like, why am I not switching to Mint? Like, I'm being robbed. And I'm letting it happen. Like, it's ridiculous. See, I'm aware. It's just like the doing is the annoying part. So like I said, very bill heavy. This paycheck, $530.88 came out for the car payment. Our car lease is $530. So then all my subscriptions mostly came out as well. There's a couple that didn't, but Epidemic Sound, which I use for YouTube, music, $19.59, Netflix, $19.25. However, most of our subscriptions get through the like American Express benefits. I don't know the exact number. So some things get charged to that if we are like using that for like other subscriptions. It's not much though, because it's like bundled with like Hulu, Disney Plus, like all those are like bundled on American Express. You get like a discount on it. I'd have to ask Tyron I don't really ever pay attention to that. I just know we have a lot of subscriptions. The only one that is not attached to that is Netflix. My Apple Cloud for storage and my Spotify music came out. I combined that in my head, $22.83. Canva, which I use for all my thumbnails, text on the screen, $12.95. So all my subscriptions came out. And then our usual bills that aren't like bills, but I treat as bills, groceries, $100. We under budgeted for groceries because, well, one, we wanted to put more in savings, but we did go bulk meat shopping. That was like a big expense on the American Express Platinum. So this is what I'm saying, like that $545, that was like 160 some of that was from bulk meat shopping, you know, so it's getting used towards things that we actually use and need because now our grocery bill is lowered for this pay period. But we dropped our grocery budget down from $200 to $100 this pay period because we didn't need it. Gas, $50, that's the standard every 2 weeks. We do not fill up the gas tank for like 2 weeks. We don't do anything. We don't go anywhere. That was this payday routine. Leftover, we had a total of $220.22. You know your girl is so happy because you know what that went to? That went to savings. House savings, emergency fund savings. Sounds like nothing because really it's not a lot. Like $200 is nothing these days. $200 like in this day and age feels like $20. You know what I mean? Like that feels like absolutely nothing, especially when I know the number we need to save for a house. But I'm just so excited some money's going towards it. I wanted to talk about like how far I've come this year, but I also did want to mention other changes that might be happening in our day-to-day, what we're trying to do. Both looking into second jobs right now. I guess that would be my third job because YouTube is considered a job now because it's like a stream of income. It's my third job, my third stream of income, because we're trying to save a house by March and we're buying a house in South Africa. So it's obviously a lot cheaper to buy a house there. I confused a lot of people in my last few videos when I said I'm trying to buy a house by March and everybody was like, girl, like you're not getting there. And I was like, yeah, I know, not in America, I'm not. But in South Africa, I can, but it is gonna still take really push for more money. So I'm currently looking into a second job, maybe. Tyron is as well, specifically him, because with food and beverage, you can make a lot of money really quick. Me, it's kind of up in the air because I'm currently waiting to hear about a potential job opportunity that I haven't shared about, but it will increase my income quite a bit if I get it. I don't know. I haven't had an interview yet. I have just had a conversation and will be submitting an application. So we shall see. I have no idea, but it will raise my income. So if that's the case, we'll see. I just don't know how that's gonna go. So I'm like, so I will keep you updated. Everything's kind of up in the air right now. I just don't know. So it's like too soon to tell. By the time this video goes up, I may even have more of an answer. We'll see. So I'll keep you updated. It makes me really nervous to think and talk about, but it could be really good for me financially. So I don't know. If I don't get it, then I'll probably get a second job. If I do get it, I don't know what the schedule's gonna look like yet. If I'll have a chance to get a second job, we'll see. But I'm already increasing my income if I do get it. So it's like good things are coming from it. So we'll see. And I wanted to talk about as well, just like a recap of my year. If you guys have been here for a while, it's been a long year and I did post a whole like recapping my year in Florida and living here, but I wanted to talk about specifically the financial side of it because I touched on it very briefly in that video because I knew, because one, that video wasn't about the financial side really. I mentioned it because that was part of my journey. I also knew I was gonna talk about it here. We were working jobs in Colorado, really not making money. We were on this horrible debt cycle of like credit card debt, of paying money, getting paid our very small paychecks, paying money towards those cards, but then not having enough left over, so we'd use our cards again. We were going out a lot, we were socializing, we were ordering out a lot. Like we were still spending a lot of money that we didn't have. And by the time we moved here, we were like, we have nothing. Really, we need to start over. We need to start from scratch. We need to figure this out. So we slowly started like chipping away at it. We got rid of Tyron's car before we left Colorado. We still had a bit of a loan to pay on that and also some credit card debt that we used from some of his cards, and then we had all my cards that were like a mountain. His cards were not so much of a mountain, but even when we got here though, we were still kind of like spending a little money and going out to eat, going to happy hours, which like it was just part of my experience. So like I wish we didn't do that, but I've definitely learned from it. So that's good. But we came here and we had like nothing, and I wasn't sharing my financial journey when we got here because we had decided to combine income and I didn't know what that was gonna look like. It felt so personal to share. And then over the months, as we started slowly like paying off, like we started with his stuff because his had the highest interest, mine did not. We pay bills, take all our money and throw it at any of his stuff, any cards, any like that car loan that he had to finish off, like everything went towards that. And then we did my stuff after that, and that's when I started sharing my financial journey again on YouTube. I had stopped for a minute. I had this feeling where I just wanted to share it. I didn't have much direction financially from anyone, and I feel like I didn't have much direction from like a parent, or like I didn't know anyone who, I couldn't watch someone's journey the way I'm sharing it, you know, like that. I just didn't have that when I was younger, or just even as an adult. So I was like, I want to share that, because I feel like everything I saw on YouTube, at least at the time when I decided to film them, were mainly people who had money and who had all these like big accounts. They had Roth IRA, they were investing, they had all this, they had a lot of money, and I just wasn't there mentally or financially. So I was like, you know what, let me start sharing. So I shared because we decided to combine income, and then we started working towards my debt and my credit card debt specifically. Like it wasn't pretty, you know, like it was actually a really difficult year financially for us, because it was like this growth period and transition period of like being so uncomfortable, and at the same time learning so many financial lessons that we had never learned, because we had never been this much in debt before. Like I actually was better with my money when I was younger, and maybe that's because of like lifestyle creep, you know, when you start making a little more money. We didn't really have big financial goals over the last few years, and I think that does make a big difference when, at least for me personally, when trying to work towards something. I notice when I have a big financial goal and a timeline specifically, I really put like my all into it, because it's temporary, and I feel like I didn't have that for so long. Finally, when we have this massive amount of credit card debt, it was this big financial goal, and then we wanted to buy a house, and we're like, well, we don't have much time to like do all these things, so we got to get going, and everything started going towards that. And then we started focusing a lot of our energy on that. It was a transition because we were still eating out a lot. We enjoy that. Like that's what we like to do. We like to go eat out. We like to try different restaurants. And I always talk about the eating out part of it, because I'm not a big shopper. Like that was easier to cut out for me for some reason, but I felt like, I guess going out for food and drinks and like that kind of thing, that felt more of like an experience. I never looked at food as like overspending, you know what I mean? It was food, and this is how much it costs. But once we started transitioning that, we were really started to pay off that credit card debt, and I was able to track it, and the number was going down, and everybody was so excited to see the debt pay off. And there were times where I wasn't paying us off as much, or it was on pause, or we didn't get a chance to pay off debt in a payday, and I was feeling down. But we've come so far. Like we are at not zero anymore. Like we're not at zero anymore. We are in the green now, and it feels so good, because I came here so much in the negative and in the red, and just like feeling so down. And I feel like when you watch yourself like work towards your financial goals, and you slowly start to hit it, you gain confidence in yourself, and you're committing to yourself and your goal, and you're holding a promise to yourself to get yourself to a certain point you want to get to in life. And not to get too deep with it, because it's money, and I know money comes and goes, and especially in this economy, like, it's almost like, does it even matter, you know? Like, ugh. I come from a very financially unstable background. I was always the one that didn't have money, you know, and it crept into my adult life at some point too. And I feel like now I'm finally taking the reins, and like really like want to take care of my future family. I don't want them to grow up struggling. I want them to understand money, and I want them to understand the importance of spending habits, and just all the lessons I've learned. And I also want to have enough money at some point to take care of my mom, just as she did for me, you know. My life was definitely better growing up than hers was, even though we still struggled financially. Like she did her very best, and I want to take care of her too, just like I want to take care of my future children. And I want to get to a point where we have what we need without being stressed, and having a little extra too, and being able to enjoy that. So that's why I share this journey. And I feel like this year, I want to start crying. Like this year I put in so much effort, you know. Guys, the accessory's coming off for a moment so I can cry. I'm just so proud of us and myself. I am proud of us as a couple, and I am proud of myself as an individual, because I've worked hard to. It was so emotionally draining and taxing, you know, to go through this process, but it's so worth it. So if you are in the pits of credit card debt, or just debt of any kind, if you are struggling financially, I need everyone to remember that it is temporary, and it will get better, and it's still stressful. stressful even when you pay off the debt, because I'm still stressed. You will get to where you need to go as long as you are focusing on it and are actually actively working on it and trying. I think that's the difference. Trying versus not trying. Making those decisions that are good for that goal instead of having the goal but not doing anything to work towards it. You are not alone. I'm sure a lot of people will share in the comments, I hope so, their own stories and how far they've come. Any advice to anybody, not just me, but to others as well. So that is a little recap on my year. We are now working towards savings. We're looking for jobs. We're trying to finally like progress more. Second, third streams of income. Like, we got a goal and we're trying to hit it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this pay routine. I didn't expect to get emotional in this video, but I am just so proud of how far we've come. So if you're new to the journey, welcome. If you've been here for a while, thank you for being here. I love you all. I don't make much money from YouTube currently. At some point, I hope to increase that income as well. But to the people who have come, commented, consistently watched, you are the reason. I am also making some money from YouTube and I appreciate you, and it's from the Payday videos. The money from my channel mostly comes from that, a little bit from the vlogs, but mainly from the paydays. So I know that's only happening also though because I'm being vulnerable and open and sharing that journey. So thank you for being here and thank you for listening and not being judgmental and being so kind and caring and sharing your experience as well. So I guess this is where we're gonna end the video. I think this is a great place to end. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day whenever you're watching this. I am going to drink my coffee and I'm gonna go to the pool and enjoy my day off. I hope you all have a great rest of your day whenever you're watching this, and I will see you all in the next vlog. Bye.